Right. What's up, everybody? My name is Michael Music, and I wanted to have a conversation today about the subconscious mind, right? We're going to be talking about something that is so extraordinary, and it's what is the right words for it? It's almost too much to handle at some points. Maybe that's not the right link. Maybe that's not the right word, but let me say this, right? We're talking about the subconscious mind, and in this book he actually claims that this is the connecting link between the finite mind of man and infinite intelligence, right? So if there was, a medium or a vehicle for you to actually communicate with infinite intelligence, right? Napoleon Hill is claiming that this is the link. And I understand that that is not a statement to just throw around and say lightly. And so, I do want to say, like, with all due respect, like it is a big idea, but I'm gonna accept it as true until it's proven wrong, and I don't think it's proven wrong. So I'll leave it at that. That's so he says that the subconscious mind consists of a field of consciousness in which every impulse of thought that reaches the objective mind through any of the five senses is classified and recorded, and from which thoughts may be recalled or withdrawn as letters may be taken from a filing cabinet. Right. So, what is a good metaphor for the subconscious mind? Right. Imagine that everything that happens to you, everything that you witness through, your touch, see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, all the five senses get stored in the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is essentially a filing cabinet where it's organized every accumulated experience that you've ever had. So everything that's happened to you is somehow stored orderly in your subconscious mind. Now, the idea here is that you can voluntarily plant in your subconscious mind any thought, plan, or purpose which you desire to translate into its physical or monetary equivalent. Right. So what if we utilize this idea, this the power of your subconscious mind to plant the right idea so that you can actually truly truly I guess there's a few words to say here, but if we planted the right idea in your subconscious mind, like what would happen, like what would you truly want to be planted in there? Would you want it to be, negativity and the news, or would you want it to plant properly your goal, whatever that may be, and actually truly believe it and take action on it, and so that you actually get what it is that you want. um Okay, so he says, the subconscious acts first on the dominating desires, which have been mixed with emotional feelings such as faith. Okay. Okay, so how do I want to approach this conversation? Now, I'm going to fast forward a bit through some of the conversations, but um, yeah, this is a big idea right here, and essentially what I'm trying to explain is, okay, like what if what's the whole goal of this book, right? If the subconscious mind is so important, what's the whole goal of these 13 principles? Well, it's so that we can properly stimulate. Let me say it like this. He says that the 13 principles are the stimuli with which you acquire the ability to reach and influence your subconscious mind. Right? What's the goal of planning the idea of a burning desire? Right? It's to influence your subconscious mind. What's the idea of developing faith? It's to influence your subconscious mind. Right? What's the purpose behind persistence and organized planning? Well, you want to properly plant the right plans, and you want to develop persistence so that you actually develop faith and therefore influence your subconscious mind, right? What is the whole idea of autosuggestion, right? Why does he call it autosuggestion the apex of this philosophy? Because the idea is that autosuggestion is that that means from the conscious mind to the subconscious mind. I think he calls it like the medium of communication with the subconscious mind. So we're utilizing the law of autosuggestion, right? All of these principles come into place so that we can properly influence our subconscious mind and actually take action on what it is that we want. All right. So he says that the subconscious mind may be voluntarily directed only through habit under the directions given in the chapter on faith. So what does that mean? Only through habit can the subconscious mind be voluntarily directed, right? Where are your habits located, right? Do you consciously think about your habits, or is that something that you do subconsciously, right? Aren't you on autopilot when it comes to operating with your habits? So the idea here is like, what if we could plant the right habits, the successful habits into your subconscious mind so that you do become a successful individual. All right. And he emphasizes like the very fact that the subconscious mind is the medium of communication between the thinking mind of man and infinite intelligence is of itself a thought which almost paralyzes one's reason, right? This is no small idea that we're talking about the medium of communication between us and infinite intelligence. All right. So let's take a step back, right? What's the idea of like of this book? Let me go from a high level, right? We're looking to develop like a money consciousness. So so what do we got to do to develop a money consciousness, right? We have to truly control our own minds. And no one has seen the mind, but I honestly, the mind is pretty extraordinary, and that's what this is all about. It's about thinking properly, controlling your thoughts, and the idea is that you truly control the door to your subconscious mind so completely that no undesirable thought may ever influence your subconscious mind. Okay, fast forward. He says all thought impulses intended for transmutation into their physical equivalent voluntarily planted in the subconscious mind must pass through the imagination and be mixed with faith. The mixing of faith with a plan or purpose intended for submission to the subconscious mind must be done only through the imagination. So, okay, let me fast forward a little bit. So right now I'm just reading things that I underlined, but the idea here is okay. So what is the language of your subconscious mind? And truthfully, the way you communicate to your subconscious mind is through the emotions, right? That's honestly the language of it. So he actually says that there is much evidence to support the theory that only emotionalized thoughts have any action influence upon the subconscious mind, right? So what emotions do we want to plant in here? Well, he talks about that there's seven major positive emotions and seven major negative emotions, right? So what is most people controlled by, right? They're controlled by negative emotions, and that's what's getting planted into their subconscious mind. But what if we cultivated a mindset that we only had the seven most positive emotions in that filled up our subconscious mind, right? So that's the emotion of desire, faith, love, sex, enthusiasm, romance, and hope, right? The idea here is okay, can we properly fill our minds up with only the positive emotions and not have any of the negative emotions in there? He also says that remember, positive and negative emotions cannot occupy the mind at the same time, right? It's either one or the other. So if you're an emotion of fear, then you can guarantee that there's not an emotion of faith or desire in your subconscious mind. It's only fear. But then again, if you replace that and fill it up with faith or desire or something else like persistence, then essentially you can really, like, that's the goal here, is we're occupying our mind with the positive emotions. So he says, to form the habit of applying and using the positive emotions, eventually they will dominate your mind so completely that the negatives cannot enter it. Now, keep this in mind: the presence of a single negative in your conscious mind is sufficient to destroy all chances of constructive aid from your subconscious mind. All right, so a single negative emotion can truly ruin everything in your dreams. So, right, is it wise then to develop our mental faculties so that we don't let in any fear and doubt? And some people might be like, well, that's impossible. But this is a big idea here. And from what I've been studying from Napoleon Hill, I realized, like, this is where it becomes so critical to have a definite major purpose in play, because otherwise, if you don't have a definite major purpose of exactly what you want, then your mind will get filled with whatever comes into it. And sometimes those things that you do face are not what you want, or negativity. Like, maybe you see that the news is around you and it's all negative, and that's what's entering your mind. So we're truly cultivating a mindset here that, no negative emotions will enter my subconscious mind. Can I truly fill it in with only what it is that I want, my definite major purpose, and then back that with a burning desire backed by faith. Okay. All right, finally, just some final thoughts. So he talks about praying. I won't get into that conversation yet, but he says, like, the method by which you actually communicate with infinite intelligence is very similar. Like, the vibration of sound is communicated by radio. So think about like a radio tower, and how it essentially, amps up the frequency of whatever the signal it's transmitting. Maybe it's music, right? So up the frequency and send that to another radio tower, which will then lower the frequency of the signal back down so that we can hear it, right? We're not listening to the radio sending across signals unless we're tuned into that frequency. So the same thing works with your mind, right? The idea here is to elevate your thoughts so that you can up the signal, send it to infinite intelligence, and then receive, the answer for that what you want back, right? And now, how do you elevate your state of mind? Well, very, very good. Why do you ask? Right? There's the 13 principles laid out here are essentially the stimuli necessary to elevate your state of mind so that you can communicate with infinite intelligence. And so like, the goal here is to master these 13 principles so that we can master our minds and we can truly think and grow rich. So that's the conversation I wanted to have on the subconscious mind. Let me know what you thought about it, what you learned, or what you liked about it. And yeah, this is no small idea to chat about, right? The subconscious mind is something that, you know most people aren't talking about because they don't know anything about it. But Napoleon Hill truly knew that your thoughts can create your income. And that's what I truly believe that the richest people in the world today understand. And so they know how to cultivate the specific mindset that they need to attract riches to them. And that's essentially what my whole purpose here is, in terms of teaching you or just sharing a conversation about it, is to also develop my mind so that, I truly understand the idea of think and grow rich. So thank you for tuning in today. I'll leave you with this. Until we meet again in time and space, bye, everybody, for now.